It looks like things are going from bad to worse for Rihanna and her baby daddy, because it is being reported that A$AP Rocky is facing up to 24 years in prison for the 2021 shooting of his former friend, A$AP Relli. This drama has been going on for a little over 3 years now, and for a while, we thought that it was getting swept under the rug and that he would get away with it. However, not only did the case not get swept under the rug, but it just went to trial, and it is not looking good for Rocky. However, the streets are saying that his billionaire baby mama Rihanna is going to swoop in and save the day by settling out of court with Relli to save her baby daddy. But is that going to be enough to save Rocky? And why on earth did he turn down that juicy plea deal with the prosecutors? Let's break it down. It's not surprising that fans think that Rihanna is going to pay to keep Rocky out of jail, because if he does go to jail, that would make her a single mother of 2 kids under the age of 3. And child, that is not something that anybody wants to go through alone. What makes it worse is that Rocky and Rihanna have said over and over again that they have very little help when it comes to taking care of their kids because they like to do it alone. In an interview, Rihanna said, "We came home cold turkey, had no one. It was just us as parents and our baby. I cannot believe it. Essentially from one person, I became 2. You walk into the hospital as a couple and leave as a family of 3. It's nuts. And oh my gosh, those first days are insane. You don't sleep at all, not even if you wanted to." So if Rocky goes to jail, Rihanna has to not only take care of 2 toddlers, but also has to juggle her billion-dollar empire, which is not child's play. So it's not hard to see why she would desperately want him out of jail. But does she feel desperate enough to pay potentially millions of dollars to keep him out of jail? If you're wondering why the price tag is that much, it's because the case is quite serious. The incident went down in 2021 when Rocky had some kind of fallout with his former friend A$AP Relli, and things got heated fast. At some point, Rocky allegedly pulled out a gun and fired off a few shots. Apparently, all the drama started with an argument between Rocky and A$AP Relli. Relli, who's also a part of the A$AP mob crew, had a serious falling out with Rocky, and things went left real quick. Nobody's exactly sure what sparked the argument, but whatever it was, it didn't stay just words for long. They threw hands with each other, and if that wasn't wild enough, Rocky allegedly took it up a notch by pulling out a gun. He fired multiple shots, and while Relli wasn't critically injured, he wasn't completely unscathed either. He got grazed and ended up with minor injuries. Even though he walked away, the situation was serious enough to come back and cause major problems for Rocky. And just when you think it couldn't get messier, here comes another lawyer. Relli's legal team claims this wasn't some random fight. Apparently there had been bad blood brewing between them for a while. According to his lawyers, Rocky actually set Relli up that night, convincing him to meet at a secluded spot under the pretense of squashing their issues. But instead of talking things out, it turned into a full-blown chaotic showdown. Relli's lawyers wrote, unbeknownst to Mr. Efron, A$AP Rocky was not just planning for a conversation and came armed with a semi-automatic. After arriving at the location, a conversation ensued whereby without provocation, warning, or any justification, A$AP Rocky produced a handgun and intentionally fired multiple shots at Mr. Efron. If Rocky really planned this ahead of time, it would change everything. Prosecutors could argue that this wasn't just a heat-of-the-moment fight, it was a calculated move. And with the video evidence backing that up, things aren't looking too good for him in court. The situation hit a peak in April 2022 when Rocky got arrested at LAX, and the timing couldn't have been worse. After months of investigating the 2021 shooting, law enforcement decided to make their move right as he and Rihanna touched down in the US after a vacation in Barbados. The LAPD released a statement about the situation saying, the Los Angeles Police Department's robbery homicide division detectives had made an arrest in connection with a shooting that occurred in the Hollywood area in November of 2021. On December 6, 2021, around 10:15 p.m., an argument between 2 acquaintances occurred in the area of Selma Avenue and Argyle Avenue in the Hollywood area. The argument escalated and resulted in the suspect firing a handgun at the victim. The victim sustained a minor injury from the incident and later sought his medical treatment. Following the shooting, the suspect and 2 additional males fled the area on foot. They continued. Detectives worked diligently to investigate and corroborate the reporting information, which helped identify the suspects involved. The suspect has been identified as 33-year-old Rakeem Myers, a Los Angeles resident, also known as music artist A$AP Rocky. Early this morning, LAPD officers arrested Myers for assault with a deadly weapon at the Los Angeles International Airport. This case will be presented to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office for filing consideration. After his headline-making arrest at LAX, Rocky didn't stay locked up for long. He paid the $550,000 bail and was back home within hours. But while he might have dodged a night in jail, that was just the start of a much bigger legal mess. By August 2022, the case officially made its way to court, and Rocky pleaded not guilty to the charges. Since then, it's been one twist after another, and let's just say this case is far from simple. With all the new developments rolling in, things aren't looking too promising for him. Unless some kind of miracle happens, Rocky could be facing some real time behind bars, especially since the prosecution released a video of the incident. And we could clearly see Rocky pull a gun on Relli, even though Relli was running away from him, and he posed no danger to Rocky at the moment. Interestingly, there were reports at first that Relli was open to settling out of court. However, he named such an outrageous amount that Rocky laughed him off. According to reports, Relli allegedly had his eye on Rihanna's fortune, hoping that she would pay up, but Rihanna reportedly turned him down because she was not about to be finessed like that. According to Media Takeout, Rihanna wasn't about to lose that B next to her name, even if it means her baby's father, A$AP Rocky, is going to prison for the next decade. So now the case is going to trial, and on the surface, Rocky and his lawyers seem to be very unbothered about the situation. His lawyer released a statement saying, "We're ready to go. It's been a long time. It's been something that's waiting over Rocky's head and Rihanna and their family's heads for a while. We're anxious to get this thing underway and get this behind him." Now, even though Rihanna is not directly connected to the case, the fact that Rocky is her baby daddy puts her right in the middle of it. I mean, during a recent court hearing, the judge wanted to know if Rihanna and Rocky were married and how she should be referred to during the trial.
The defendant or who his, is it his girlfriend?
His wife. It's his common law wife, Your Honor. They have two children together, so
right. So I should characterize it as common law wife?
Or just wife. It's fine. However you like, but yes, they're
no,
not. I mean, they're common law husband and wife.
I'll call her
together.
Whatever you want me to call her. You want wife? Okay.
Sure.
Your Honor, I think if they're not legally married, we prefer that she not be referred to as his wife and that she is just referred to as his significant other or mother of his children.
The fact that they even brought her up and had an entire debate about how to refer to her shows that she is a pretty important part of the trial. And speaking of the trial, Rocky pulled a move that had people shook when he rejected a plea deal offered by the prosecution. According to reports, LA County prosecutors offered him a deal. If Rocky pled guilty to one of 2 felony charges, he'd serve 180 days in jail and he'd get a 7-year suspended sentence with 3 years on probation. Given that he faces up to 24 years in prison if found guilty, 180 days or 6 months seems like a pretty juicy deal, especially considering that he's likely to only spend 3 months in jail. Everyone expected him to take the deal considering how much he has to lose, but it looks like he wants to take his chance in court, which is a pretty big risk. I mean, Relli even testified that Rocky didn't just shoot to injure, but he wanted to straight up unalive him.
You said he pointed at you. Where on your body was it pointing?
Like towards my stomach, like towards like my headish a little. Like everything was happening so fast. So fast. You know what I mean?
And from what you're describing, was it moving?
Yeah, it was moving. He had it up.
Okay, so he didn't just hold it at your stomach. It was kind of
No, he was looking for a spot to.
Okay.
Like if Elijah wasn't there, I don't know what would have happened.
And you said as he was pointing it at you, what did he say?
I'll kill you right now.
And was that in an angry tone?
He did. He was livid.
Yeah, he seems pretty cooked with Relli's testimony, which makes us wonder why he didn't just take the plea deal he was offered. It's such a big risk that fans are now wondering if he has a reason to be so confident. And there are rumors that his confidence might be a result of Rihanna allegedly bringing out her checkbook and writing a fat check to keep her man out of jail. Now, there's no proof of this, but given the fact that she probably wouldn't want her man in jail for 24 years and raise 2 kids alone, well, let's say that it's not exactly too crazy to think about. Fans commented, A$AP Rocky should have taken that plea. It's looking bad for him right now. If A$AP Rocky don't take a plea deal, that ninja going to prison, just like Tory Lanez. He living in a false reality being with Riri. You ain't above the law, ninja. Be smart. F them endorsement deals you about to risk years of your life. And A$AP Rocky gonna wish he took that plea deal. It's looking like Buddy going to jail for a long time. This is a hot mess, but I want to know how you guys feel about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.